and whatever it is, and hello again. And we are back to do some nosh tasting. Um, I didn't think we were going to have anything for a while, and then I walk into a store and boom, three things hit me right in the face. Not literally, but and so it is always fun. And I got a hold of Bev and I said, "Well, how do you feel about doing it?" Because we actually just filmed something last week.
Yeah,
And I said, "Well, how do you feel about filming something
this week.
this week?" Yeah, and you were like, "Why not?"
Yeah.
It was like the Dayton Allen response, "Why not?" So
If you know
if
who
you know,
Dayton
you
Allen.
know.
Yeah,
If you know, you know. That's for yeah. And so I ended up. It was just odd because I found the first thing. I think I was telling Bev this. That I found the first thing, and I thought, well, this looks interesting, and it was in like a little freezer case, and you'd have to thaw it to eat it. And I thought, well, this is interesting looking. I'm just going to go ahead and put it in our freezer. And when I find a couple other things, we'll do another video. And I'm going through the store and I pass an end cap and something struck me. And then I went down one aisle. I was specifically looking for something else that I didn't find, but this other thing was like, oh,
Yeah.
I hadn't noticed that one before.
Right.
So I thought, usually I reach in and what we get, but I thought I'd start with the one I found first. This is, it says school friendly because it's missing like no nuts, so I guess that's a big thing in schools.
Right.
But it was gluten free and it was vegan. And these are like little, and actually it does say mini muffins down here somewhere, but it's coffee cake flavored. And my guess now, to me, I don't know how old school I am with this or if it's old school or not. When somebody says coffee cake to me, what I picture is like the alligator or sweetheart coffee cakes from like a bakery.
Yeah, it looks like a Danish.
It looks like a giant Danish and it's yeasted something. Yeah. And most coffee cake recipes I see are cake.
Yeah.
That have like streusel topping or some kind of something. And of course, so this is more like that. I'm going to show it in the closed package. So what I described it when I texted you was that it was like a Hostess crumb cake, maybe.
Right.
Which I'm going to be very honest, I hated those.
I didn't think they were bad. They did a low fat one. I thought it was better than the regular one.
Was it moister? Is that what it? Because
I don't remember because I haven't had one in a long time.
See, for me,
I smell apple.
And I definitely got a little cinnamon or some kind of spice. But what I was going to say is, for me, my impression of the crumb cakes was that they were dry. It's like you ever, and it's not necessarily like you're talking sand dry or anything like that, but you ever like eat something where it feels like it's sucking every bit of moisture out of your mouth and you just have to drink to swallow it.
Right.
And that was my experience with those.
No, my suggestion
Let's
is
split
to take
one.
Yeah, and split it because they're big and
they're big and they're small, but they're big enough
to give us a taste of it.
I mean, yeah.
Do you smell apple?
I can't decide. I know that I smell. Okay, well, my napkin's over
crummy.
Here. Yeah, it's definitely crummy.
And that's a good thing for crumb cake,
I guess. Yeah, I mean, so there's obviously some kind of a topping.
Like I said, I am smelling apple.
Okay, I didn't read. But yeah, the streusel toppings all over the place. All right, ready? Aim, fire.
Very dry. Very dry.
Yeah.
Almost, and the inside's almost crunchy, not the topping.
Right, but it doesn't taste bad.
No, but it's just very dry.
It is dry. It is reminiscent of why I didn't care for Hostess crumb cakes.
And I am tasting apple.
Because I literally feel like I need to drink.
Yeah, I did taste apple.
So that's going to kind of go down as not like the worst thing I've ever had.
But definitely a one-biter.
Definitely a one-biter. Actually, under the circumstances, I might finish this half a piece.
I don't think I will.
When we're done.
I don't know.
I might. It depends. But, to me, because I do have to say it felt dry, but I actually thought it had more flavor than the crumb cakes I'm used to.
Yeah, it had good flavor.
Yeah.
But just the texture of it was not pleasing.
Well, yeah, but again, for me, I'm going to say that's my experience with these things anyway. It's like, so if you like that, it might be a really good thing for you, you know? I
Yeah.
mean, you might really like that. So hopefully we got something better coming here. This was the other thing I saw in the aisle. It Now this is funny because this is Dr. Bronner's. And for anybody who likes skincare products like
Mm.
soaps or toothpaste, or I shouldn't, or toothpaste isn't skincare, but you get it, but like
Yeah.
over in the, okay, personal care would know this name.
Mm.
They make like toothpaste that only has like three ingredients or something, and they have a liquid soap and a bar soap, I believe, different fragrances, but they're all natural. And so that's what was kind of like Dr. Bronner's. Okay. So this is Magic All One Chocolate. It says creamy mocha latte, oat milk chocolate. Now, they had some others that were all you might like these, the 70% dark chocolate,
Mm.
which in the past 10 years for me, I don't know if it's hormone changes or
Mm.
what, but that particular strength is way too bitter for me.
Mm.
It's become way too bitter. And so I didn't get one of those. But this one looked interesting because it had the oat milk, and we have done that other chocolate with the lint that you
Yeah, yeah,
found
the Lindt truffles, they
with
were
the
oat
oat milk,
milk.
right? So I thought, if anything, too, we might have something to compare it to. And so Cocoa Magic. Okay.
And what does all one chocolate mean?
I have no idea.
Is it dark chocolate with oat milk in it, or is it like a dark milk?
I don't know, but all I know is this says it's creamy mocha latte flavor, which I've never had a mocha latte. Have you?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Yeah, chocolate and coffee and milk.
well, I haven't had that. But the point is that you'll be able to say whether or not it actually tastes like
Right.
that, is my thing. Because not having had one, I have no idea if the flavor will be on the money. Ah, the little foil thing. I'm just
I
going to
am
do.
noticing just off, looking at it, it's thick. It's a thick chocolate.
Well, yeah, I guess it's a little thicker than a Hershey bar.
Much thicker.
Okay, so do you want to take a whole thing, or do you want us to split
Why don't
one?
we split one for now? Because it's no sense wasting a whole bunch.
Hmm, I smell coffee.
Yeah, definitely smell coffee.
Okay. Ah, well,
It snaps, so that's
yeah.
good. I like a nice snap in my chocolate.
Okay, and the filling looks a little truffle-ish.
Hmm.
I mean, because it's you can.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same color and it's hard, but I can see where it's like a little
Creamier.
creamier with a little air
Yeah.
pockets. So okay. Hmm.
Mm.
Oh, I taste coffee.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm. It's not bad.
Hmm.
It's not overly sweet. I do like that part.
Hmm.
And I do like the snap in it.
Well, I'm going to say this, that if you know how we talk a lot about what they call something, we should taste that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about latte,
Mm.
but it's definitely mocha.
Oh yeah. And you can definitely taste the coffee.
Yeah.
And the chocolate is a light flavor, which I like. It's not too heavy. It's
Okay.
not too milky.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
and actually I think it's better than the Lindt.
Well, it doesn't. It holds up
I
better
like
than
the
the.
texture better.
Yeah, it holds up better. I mean, the lint was like,
Just too
yeah,
creamy.
yeah. The thing we experienced with that is there was like, it just went to nothingness really
Yeah.
quick.
Well, and obviously that's what a Lindt is supposed to do.
Oh.
But because it's two different textures and they melt at different temperatures
Mm-hmm.
on the tongue, and depending on the flavor.
Yeah. Sorry, I think
Oh,
you
I'm
got
sorry.
crumb. You
Oh, I
got
got
crumb
crumb cake on
Oh,
me.
yeah.
But the regular Lindt that
Mm.
isn't the oat milk ones are
Mm.
kind of like that, but they have a heavier texture because
Mm-hmm.
I guess the oat milk is looser than
Mm-hmm.
regular milk.
It's more watery.
Yeah, so, but
But
this is
this,
good.
yeah, I'm going to say, I don't know that if I wanted to buy a candy bar, that this would be my first choice.
Hmm.
But I definitely give it a 3 on that
Yeah.
because it tastes good. It actually has a decent texture,
Mhm.
and it does seem to live up to its name.
Yeah.
I mean, it actually does, which is
Surprising.
surprising. Very surprising. Sorry, I was still like chocolate in my mouth.
Yeah, but very good.
Mm-hmm.
I do. And
Mm.
it would not be my first choice either,
Mm-hmm.
but I do like the texture.
You know,
But
and obviously it's one of those things I don't particularly ever like have a taste for mocha.
yeah,
If you did, I'm sure you might go looking for
yeah.
that one.
And actually, a piece of that might be good in a cup of coffee.
That might be interesting. So this last thing I found and I grabbed because I was like, what is that? Never now,
And this one I don't know about.
right, because I couldn't because I was downstairs power walking when I was like texting you about it. And
Mm,
the ones I could remember, I couldn't remember this because it wasn't something I was familiar with.
right.
So I just left it as a surprise and I only got one. And I think they had different varieties and this was the one that was I could try it
Jumped
was
out at you.
no, it's the one that was gluten free.
Oh,
Um I was trying so and I was kind of like, okay,
oh, Stroop Club. Okay, I've heard of a Stroop waffle. Okay,
okay, what
what's
is a strew?
it's a waffle cookie
Okay,
ish.
ish. I guess, well, that's what it feels like.
Yeah, and that's what it looks like too. If you look at the
Yeah,
wrapper.
yeah.
Yeah, Stroop waffles, a cookie that looks like a waffle.
Okay, and yes, Stroop waffle, excuse me,
FEL, it's
WAFELF. Yeah.
Belgian, yeah.
So because I'd never heard of it, I thought this would really be fun,
Mm.
I think.
And I guess club means it's a sandwich cookie, maybe. Not just the waffle part.
Hmm.
Looks like a sandwich cookie.
Well, that's another one that smells like a. No, you know what this smells like? You know those windmill cookies
Mm.
that mom
Like
and dad,
almond?
yeah, mom and dad get?
Yeah,
Kind of with this, there's like
a little.
spice. No, it does because like when I take the or because like dad will say bring me those and the smell that's coming off is
Yeah.
okay. So this one,
It's a big one, so we can
oh, it's
soft.
it's soft. Now I wasn't expecting that. I was not. It seems chewy, and when you start breaking it apart,
Is there something inside?
no,
I don't see a filling.
no. So I guess
So it's like
I
a
was.
double, it's a double cookie.
It's just 2 cookies. Okay, so you notice I broke it apart because I thought there was a filling.
Yeah, so did I.
Okay.
Hmm. Tastes like an oatmeal cookie.
A little. It's a little sweet though
Yeah.
for me. I'm getting like a lot of sweet without a lot of like flavor to back it
Yeah.
up. Hmm.
Good texture though.
Yeah,
If you like a soft cookie.
right, and I kind and there's a little chew to it.
Yeah.
Um. Hmm.
Is there a flavor profile on the package?
Well, it says caramel. It says caramel.
I do not taste caramel.
I do not. But I'm definitely getting
Like spice cookie.
like an overly sweet spice cookie.
Yeah.
Because that's an interesting thing because at least my experience, and I always, if you notice, I say my experience a lot because my experience is going to be different than somebody else's. My
Right.
taste palette's different. But my experience with spice cookies is that they're not quite as sweet.
All right.
Because you have the spice profile that sort of cuts through that.
Yes.
And I'm not getting that. So that is a little,
little too sweet.
yeah, that's a little too sweet, a little too strange.
I don't mind the texture though.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's almost like that texture was something else. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I know that
One's
one.
everywhere.
Yeah,
again.
yeah, that one's kind of a one again.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Hmm.
wouldn't go searching them out.
No, and I will tell you though that we do have to agree that both with the first, with the coffee cake muffin thing and this, they are far from the worst things we've ever tried here, though.
Exactly.
I mean, that's one thing to say. Even though we've got that low bite rating, it has to do with whether or not we want a second bite or we get it in. Just like I said, for the record, there are things that
We,
if we weren't on camera, we would have spit out.
yeah. And there was the one item where if we could have, since we'd already taken the one bite,
Yeah,
we would have given it a 0 bite.
right. I mean,
So,
so a lot of that, but I mean, so we've had some really, really, really bad tasting
yeah,
stuff. And I'm going to say that these aren't them.
right.
Um, so that's kind of how I'm going to look at it. Um, we're talking, too sweet, kind of not the texture we love, but flavor wise, I mean, really, if you like a really, really sweet cookie, I would say you would probably really like that.
Yeah,
And as far as, you know, if you're looking at us and saying, well, crumb cakes are supposed to be crummy and, maybe a little drier to have that
yeah,
or whatever, I think there's nothing. So it's basically, there's nothing wrong with the flavors,
right. Just the texture.
just for us on a personal level. So it's been kind of interesting. Obviously, if we had a winner today, it's the mocha
Yeah.
chocolate. And so, yeah. So if you try any of these things, as always, let us know what you think. And in the meantime, we'll keep noshing. You can order copies of my dessert recipe books by searching the titles at your favorite online bookseller, or email migdalor@aol.com to learn how to get signed copies directly from me. See you next time, and keep noshing.